good, huh?
Yes.
Delicious is it?
It's dinner and a movie day, so we're celebrating with some special cocktails, popcorn and a Coke.
Popcorn vodka.
Yeah.
All
All right. Welcome back to Life, Love, Shopping. Speaking of movies, an interview featuring actor Dustin Hoffman talking about transforming into a woman for his character in Tootsie has everyone talking. It is everywhere this week. Take a look.
I was shocked that I wasn't more attractive. And I said, now you have me looking like a woman. Now make me a beautiful woman. Because I thought I should be beautiful. If I was going to be a woman, I would want to be as beautiful as possible. And they said to me, that's as good as it gets. That's as beautiful as we can get you, Charlie. And it was at that moment that I had an epiphany, and I went home and started crying, talking to my wife. And I said, I have to make this picture. And she said, why? And I said, because I think I'm an interesting woman when I look at myself on screen. And I know that if I met myself at a party, I would never talk to her, that character, because she doesn't fulfill physically the demands that we're brought up to think women have to have in order for us to ask them out. She says, what are you saying? And I said, there's too many interesting women I have not had the experience to know in this life, because I have been brainwashed, and that was never a comedy for me.
Wow. The interview resurfaced during a search of the American Film Institute's archives late last year. Tootsie was a huge hit back in 1982 and scored Hoffman an Academy Award nomination. Who would have thought that there was that much emotion going into that? And he was talking a little bit before that clip about how he wanted to get dressed up as a woman, and he wanted to be believable walking down the streets of New York. And if he couldn't do it and not look like a cheap knockoff or a drag queen, he didn't want to do it because he wanted to portray the real thing. But then when he saw what he really looked like as a woman, he had this whole epiphany.
There's the ultimate reality check for him, because as women, that's something we think about on a daily basis.
Every day.
And that just makes me love him even more. I've always loved him, but something like that, I mean, it's good to see, because we have this preconceived notion that if you're not beautiful, you must not be fun or interesting, or, you know.
Like he said, he wouldn't have even walked up to her if he would have seen himself as that woman. So I think that's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? And
I almost cried just looking at it.
Yeah, and you think, too, you know, is it the same for men? Do men feel the same way? And I don't think that's true. I think men can be interesting on their own, and maybe we as women give any kind of guy an opportunity. Well, maybe we don't. You know, that could be another discussion.
You can easily see that, too, in Hollywood. Speaking of Hollywood, the male actors who aren't necessarily the standard of beauty still get great roles. They're funny, they have character, they're comedians, you know, they get the roles, because I think men have a little more leeway, for sure. Right?
Because there's funny hot and there's sexy hot in Hollywood. And so, like, Vince Vaughn is fun. I mean, he's hot, but he's funny hot more so than anything.
And then there's dirty hot. And there's dirty hot, like all the different hots, and the women are just hot or not.
And then there's Bradley Cooper hot.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty hard one to live up to.